Hello, everybody. So we're going to continue with Chapter 10, Lesson 10.2. And in this lesson, we're going to be talking about customary capacity. So again, this is a measurement of that is commonly used in the United States. And so how can you compare and convert customary units of capacity? So we're on page 431 of the 5th grade Go Math textbook. So let's go ahead and look at the unlock the problem. Mara has a can of paint with 3 cups of purple paint in it. She also has a bucket with a capacity of 26 fluid ounces. Will the bucket hold all of the paint Mara has? So what do they mean by capacity? Well, capacity of a container is the amount the container can hold. So this bucket that she has can hold 26 fluid ounces. So the question is asking us, will that bucket be able to hold the 3 cups? So what does she need to convert? She needs to convert 3 cups to fluid ounces. And then it asks us, after she converts the units, what does she need to do? Well, we're going to have to compare that amount to the 26 fluid ounces, to the capacity of the bucket. Okay, so we need to determine, is the 3 cups, which we're going to convert to fluid ounces, is it less than the 26 fluid ounces? So what do we need to know? Well, we need to know that 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. So we can use a bar model to write an equation, right? So here we see that we have 3 cups. So we're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. Okay. So we're going to multiply 3 cups times 8 ounces in 8 fluid ounces in a cup. So 3 times 8 is 24. So again, we have 3 sets of 8. Why? Because every cup has 8 fluid ounces. So now let's compare that. So our 3 cups equals 24 fluid ounces. Well, 24 is less than 26. So since 24 ounces is less than 26 fluid ounces, Mara's bucket will hold all of the paint. All right, what if Mara has 7 cups of green paint and a container filled with 64 fluid ounces of yellow paint? Which color paint does she have more of? Okay, well, we can't compare them right now because one's in cups and one's in fluid ounces. So we can convert 7 cups into fluid ounces, or you could go the other way and convert 64 fluid ounces into cups. I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 16. There's 16 ounces in every, I'm sorry. I'm going to multiply by 8 because there's 8 fluid ounces in every cup. 8 times 7, 56. So then we can compare 56 ounces to 64 ounces. Well, 64 ounces is greater. So Mara has more yellow paint. Okay. So 64 ounces is greater than 56 ounces. So she has more yellow paint. Let's look at 432. So here we have Coral has made 32 pints of fruit punch for a party. She needs to carry the punch in 1-gallon containers. So remember, to convert a smaller unit to a larger unit, you need to divide. So we can say smaller to larger, we need to divide. Larger to smaller, we would multiply. All right, and so we have customary units of capacity equivalencies. 1 cup, 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint is the same as 2 cups. 1 quart is the same as 2 pints. We could also say then 1 quart is the same as 4 cups. Because if 1 pint is 2 cups, then 2 times 2 is 4 cups. And we can say that 1 gallon is equal to 4 pints, or 4 quarts, or 8 pints, because every quart is 2 pints. All right, so keep that in mind as we do these. Convert 32 pints to gallons. We can write an equation to convert the pints to quarts first, and then go from quarts to gallons. Okay, that's one way we could solve this. So we're saying change from pints to quarts. Well, pints are smaller than quarts. So if we go from smaller to larger, we're going to divide. So 32, divide by the number of pints in 1 quart. We look at the chart and we see 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. So we're going to divide 32 by 2. So 32 divided by 2 equals 16 quarts. I know that half of 32 is 16. Okay, now that we have the total number of quarts, we can easily convert that into gallons. So we'd have 16 quarts. So we're going from quarts to gallons. All right, so quarts to gallon, we're going smaller to larger still. So 16 divided by how many quarts are in a gallon? 4. So 16 divided by 4 equals 4 gallons. So 32 pints equals 4. So we could have done 32 pints divided by 8, because there's 8 pints in a gallon. So 32 divided by 4 would have been 4 pints. 4 gallons. So 32 pints divided by 8 pints per gallon would give us 4 gallons. So she needs 4 1-gallon containers. All right. Use the picture to complete the statements and convert 3 quarts to pints. So we see that a quart is equal to 2 pints. So 1 quart is 2 pints. 1 quart is more than 1 pint. So 3 quarts, we'd go from larger to smaller. We're going to multiply. So 3 quarts times 2. There's 2 pints in every quart. So 3 times 2. And 3 times 2 would give us 6 pints. All right. How about 3 gallons equals how many pints? Well, we're going from larger to smaller. So we're going to multiply. All right. So 3 times. Now you can change gallons to quarts first. So in that case, we'd say how many quarts are in a pint. It would be 2 pints in a quart. Okay, so what I'm saying is change 3 gallons to quarts first. So 3 times 4 quarts is 12 quarts. Then we can go from 12 quarts to the number of pints. So 12 times 2, 24 pints. Or we could have gone 3 gallons equals how many pints? There's 8 pints in every gallon. So 24. So there's different pathways to get to the right answer. Okay. All right, 5 quarts equals how many pints? Okay, this is a direct relationship, right? Quarts are larger than pints, so we're going to multiply. And it's 2 pints for every quart. So 5 times 2. So we're going to have 10 pints for number 3. And number 4. We have 6 quarts and we need to turn them into cups. Well, let's go to pints first because we have a direct relationship between cups and pints. So 6 quarts equals how many cups? We're going larger to smaller, so we're going to multiply. There are, 6 quarts to pints. 6 quarts to pints. The quarts are still larger than pints, so we're going to multiply 2 pints for every quart. So we have 12 pints. All right, and then how many cups are in every pint? There are 2 cups. So 12 times 2 would be 24 cups. All right, number 5. 38 cups is how many pints? So this is smaller to larger, so we're going to divide. And we know that there's 2 cups in every pint. So what is 38 divided by 2? We'd get 19. "36 quarts is how many gallons?" Well, quarts are smaller than gallons, so we have to divide. Quarts is a direct relationship with gallons, and we're going to divide 36 quarts by 4 because there's 4 quarts in every gallon. So that's going to give us 9 gallons. Number 7. 142 fluid ounces is how many cups? That's also direct. We're going from a smaller unit to a larger, so we're going to divide. We're going to divide 104 by 8 because there's 8 fluid ounces in every cup. So 8. So 104 divided by 8. All right. I have 24 ones left. So 24 divided by 8 is 3. So we have 13 cups in 104 fluid ounces. All right, now we're going to convert 200 cups into how many quarts? Well, we want to change the cups to pints first. So if we look at this, we're going to say 200 cups equals how many quarts? Okay, and so I'm going to start by changing it to pints. And then I'll go from pints to quarts. So 200 cups divide by 2 cups per pint, we'd have 100 pints. We're going to take those 100 pints and convert them to quarts. Okay, I'm still going from smaller to larger, so I'm going to divide. There's 2 pints in every quart, so 100 divided by 2, 50. So we have 50 quarts in 200 cups. Number 9, we have 22 pints, and we need to change that into fluid ounces. So let's change the 22 pints. Change the pints into cups first. So 22 pints into cups first, and then cups into fluid ounces. So we're going to take 22, and we're going to divide by 2. So we'd have 11 cups. I'm sorry. I don't know why I divided. Let's go back. 20 pints are larger than cups. So we have to multiply. So 22 times 2 would be 44 cups. Now, 44 cups changed into how many fluid ounces? 44 times 8, because there's 8 fluid ounces in every cup. 44 times 8, 352 fluid ounces. Okay, and number 10. 8 gallons is how many quarts? Well, that one we can just simply multiply 8 times 4, because there's 4 quarts to every gallon. So 8 times 4, just 32 quarts. Okay, number 11. 72 ounces equals how many cups? So we're going from smaller to larger, so we're going to divide. And this one can just go straight. 72 divided by 8 gives me 9. So 9 cups. Okay, 2 gallons is how many pints? Well, we can change the 2 gallons into quarts first. 2 times 4. So there's 8 quarts in 2 gallons. And how many pints are in 8 quarts? 8 times 2, 16. So in 2 gallons, there's 16 pints. And 13, 48 pints is how many gallons? Well, let's change the pints to quarts first. So we're going from a smaller unit to a larger. So we're going to divide. 48 divided by 2. That's 24. Okay, half of 48 is 24. Now 24 quarts is how many gallons? We're going from smaller to larger. So again, we're going to divide. We're going to divide by 4 because there's 4 quarts in every gallon. So we're left with 6 gallons. Right, now we're comparing. So we have cups and we have pints. Well, they're different units, right? So let's change 14 pints into cups. There's 2 cups for every pint. So that's 28 cups. Well, 28 cups is equal to 28 cups. So 14 is equal. Pints versus quarts. Well, let's turn our 13 quarts into pints. How many pints are in a quart? 2. So 13 times 2 is 26. So 25 pints is 1 pint less than 13 quarts. All right, 20 quarts compared to 80 cups. Let's change quarts into pints first. So 20 times 2, that would give us 40 pints. And 40 pints equals how many cups? 40 times 2. 2 cups per pint, 80. So 20 quarts is 80 cups. So those two are equal. 12 gallons compared to 50 quarts. Well, we know that 12 gallons can be converted to quarts by multiplying by 4. And 4 times 12, that's 48. So 12 gallons is less than 50 quarts. 320 fluid ounces compared to 18 pints. I want to turn the 18 pints into cups. So going from larger to smaller. So 18 times 2 is 36 cups. 36 cups is how many fluid ounces? 36 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. Regroup that as 4 tens and 8 ones. 8 times 3 is 24 tens, plus 4 more tens is 288 fluid ounces. All right, so 320 fluid ounces is greater than 18 pints. And 19. We have 15 quarts and 63 cups. We can convert quarts into cups by first changing the quarts into pints. So 15 times 2, because we're going from larger to smaller, so we're going to multiply. So we'd have 30 pints. And then we're going to go, how many cups are in a pint? There's 2. 2 pints, 2 cups per pint, so 30 times 2 gives us 60 cups. So 15 quarts is the same as 60 cups. So 15 quarts is less than 63 cups. 20. Which of the exercises could you solve mentally? Well, basically, it's one of the ones that was kind of just straight across. For instance, number 14, 15. Let's go with 15. Okay, so all I had to do was multiply the 13 by 2 to change the quarts to pints. So there's 26 pints. And 26 is larger than 25. All right, 21. Complete the table and make a graph showing the relationship between quarts and pints. All right, well, if I have 0 quarts, it means I don't have any pints either. If I have 1 quart, I have 2 pints. If I have 2 quarts, I have 4 pints. 2 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6, and 4 times 2 is 8. All right, so let's graph that. We start at 0, 0, and then we go over 1 quart for 2 pints. 2 quarts, 4 pints. 3 quarts, 6 pints. 4 quarts, 8 pints. Okay. So describe any pattern you notice in the pairs of numbers you graphed, and then write a rule to describe the pattern. Well, I notice that it's forming a straight line, so as the number of quarts increase, the number of pints is increasing the same amount. So let's say the number of pints so when we look at this, the number of pints is double the number of quarts, right? Number of pints is double the number of quarts. So what could be a rule for that? Well, all we have to do is multiply the number of quarts by 2 to get the number of pints. Okay, so the number of pints is double the number of quarts. So what is that rule? Multiply the number of quarts by 2 to get the number of pints. All right, and 23. What other pair of customary units of capacity have the same relationship as pints and quarts? Well, there are 2 pints equals 1 quart. So 2 cups equals 1 pint would also work. All right, in 24. Shelby made 5 quarts of juice for a picnic. She said she made 1 1/4 cups of juice. Explain Shelby's mistake. Well, okay, so if we're doing 5 quarts and we're going to change that into cups, well, first she should have gone 5 quarts equals how many pints? So 5 times 2, 10 pints. 10 pints equals how many cups? 10 times 2. She should have said 20 cups. Oh, she's way off. I think she divided. She should have multiplied 5 quarts by 2 to change to pints. And then multiply the 10 pints by 2 to get the number of cups. Should be 20 cups. All right, so that's it for converting units of measurement in customary capacity. So in our next lesson, we will be working with weight and converting units of measurement using weight or in weight. So until then, I will see you soon.